What's good, YouTube? This is DBZ439 coming at you with another deck profile. This time it's Cyber Dragons. This is kind of like my fun deck, and it's not really meta relevant. It's just one of my decks that I just like to play. When I'm just trying to have some casual fun. This deck I feel like has I did improve it from my last deck profile, but essentially it's a going second deck, and it's just this meta it's really hard to go second. So I feel like this deck isn't as good as it used to be, but because it got power crept. But I still really like this deck. I have a lot of fun playing it. What's really good news for people who do play this deck is I think what we got confirmation is Cyber Style is going to be the next structure deck. We don't know exactly what that means. It could be Cyber Darks, it could be Cyber Angels, it could be Cyber Dragons. So that remains to be seen. But hopefully, if we get some Cyber Dragon support, I'm down. I really hope that what I expect, if they do help Cyber Dragons, is I hope they make some type of monster or some way to search Machine Dupe, but then have some stipulation that, like, oh, you can't, like, special summon monsters for this turn except for, like, machines or something like that. But that would lock you out of Verte Anaconda. Regardless, like, could you imagine, like, you know how Prank Kids got on link 1? Like, you normal summon core, get effect, and then you link it off instead of Almiraj, you get, like, a link 1 that searches Machine Dupe. I think that would be fantastic. But again, a man can only dream. And without any further ado, let's get on to the deck profile, starting off with the main deck. So obviously, Cyber Dragon deck, you run triple Cyber Dragon. This what you summon off a Machine Dupe. It helps you go into your rank 5 plays. It's a blind second deck, so even if you open this card, you can always special summon from hand, and then you can like contact fuse like their Appaloosa, for example. So that always does come in handy. Best normal summon in the deck, we have triple Cyber Dragon Core. Basically, normal summon effect is mandatory, so if you normal summon it, you get to search essentially any cyber spell or trap. And then its graveyard effect is you can banish it. You can't control any monsters, and your opponent has to control a monster. You can spell summon any Cyber Dragon monster from deck. So that includes Nachster, that includes Herz, that includes OG Cyber Dragon, so whatever you need at the moment, it can come up. And then next to the 3 ofs, you have 3 Cyber Dragon Herz. This card is great in terms of retaining advantage, because this is the card you usually want to pitch off of a Galaxy Soldier, and it just gets you so much advantage. It's another Cyber Dragon card, so Overload Fusion, you just need to max on the names. But yeah, and then again, it's another Machine Dupe target to summon Cyber Dragon from deck. The last of 3 ofs, I run triple Nachster. I see a lot of people cut it to 2, but I like 3 just because, if I see it, I can do something with it. I can, if I need to, I can, in addition to, like, it's a really good extender if your opponent tries to, like, negate, and then you do this and you can still, like, play the game. Also, I can pitch any monster, so not just, not just a light machine like Galaxy Soldier says, so you can pitch like Ash or Thanos if you need to. I just like 3, again, it's just maxing on Machine Dupe targets. And then it's just, another Cyber Dragon monster you can summon from deck. It can even summon like Infinity from Grave, which comes out mid to late game. So I just think this card is really good. Sure, if you open it, you'll find a way to use it, in my opinion. So I just like maxing on that card. And if I feel like I have too many, like I can dump off of... I don't really have real dump targets for Rampage, but that's one of the cards I could dump. For the one of Cyber Dragons, or Cyber Monsters, I should say, 1 Vier, it's a good extender. I could bump it up to 2, but 1 is okay. It's just a really good extender for Verte Anaconda and just another name. 1 Cyber Eltanin for the walls. I mean, I could put, like, Pankratops, but it's just another Cyber Monster. And, like, this is, like, your plan D option. Like, if all else fails, right, then you drop this, right? And it's just non-targeting Sen, I think, is just really, it's just a really good card. Then the 1 of Jizukiru, just to search it off of Cyber Predaplant, just for some matchups that you gotta get over that one annoying monster. It's correct, just because you can also contact fuse it into Fortress Dragon. For the 3 of last of 3 of light machine monsters is 3 Galaxy Soldier. Obviously, this is standard in every Cyber Dragon build. Being able to rank 5 is essential, but a lot of people cut it to 2, and again, it's the same thing with Nachster. If I see it, it's okay. Like, if I open multiples, I just pitch the other one, and this card is so integral to getting the OTK done, because ideally what you're going to end up with is like Infinity, Verte, Anaconda, and Rampage. So this just helps you go into that play. Last of the monsters, they're hand traps. Triple Thanos, again, just to help mold your hand. You don't put those bricks back in. You run a lot of one-of spells, and I think with Needle Fiber running around, like, it's just such a good card to have in everyone's main deck if you can spare it. It's really affordable now thanks to the new reprints. So this wasn't in my last deck profile, but it is now. It has good targeting effect, preventing your opponent from targeting your stuff, and it's just another body for Verte Anaconda if you really need it. Last of the monsters in the main is Triple Ash Blossom against a blind second deck, so you just want to kind of slow down your opponent as much as you can, and then OTK the following turn. Okay, that's it for the monsters. On to the spells and traps. That should be 24 monsters. And we're going to go on to the spells. That should be 12 spells. Starting with the best spell card. Arguably the best card in the deck is Triple Machine Dupe. If this card resolves, you're 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100. You should be able to win that duel. This card just gives you so much advantage. Lets you extend into so many plays. And again, like I was saying, if Cyber Dragon does get support, I hope they have an archetype way of searching this card. Next to the 3-ofs, we have Triple Cyber Emergency. Again, thanks to the reprint, this card is a lot more affordable than its secret counterpart. So this is basically the road of the deck, and it helps you fix your hands. It's usually the search target you get off of core, and then once you add this with, well, actually you use this to search the core, and then core searches the one of Cyber Repair Plant. So this will get you your Galaxy Soldier, and then you can. So if you open this, it's just another core. My bad. So you usually want to search core off of this, normal core, search this, and then obviously starting with the one of spells, Cyber Repair Plant can get you whatever. It's a toolbox card. So the reason why this needs a card engraved, so that's why you need to run Almiraj, but this can search more than this, but this has an easier, has a lower floor, if that makes sense. Like, it's easier to activate this, so that's why you max on this. And then this, like, you just need to resolve it once to get your soldier, then you should be able to, go on with your plays from there. And for the other one-ofs, the one Cyber Revsystem, just a nice extender to extend your plays and to go into Verte Anaconda to do what have you. It's just a nice one-off. One Cyberload Fusion. This card is a cap. Like, you really don't need this card. I can't tell you how many times, like, I resolved it and, like, oh, I'm so glad I had this card. It hasn't been that many times. You could really do out without it. Like, it's not worth its price tag. It just has too many stipulations. Granted, you could dump it off of Verte Anaconda, but it's just, if you really need to go for game, you can, like in battle phase, like fuse for twin and go for game. But again, that application really hasn't come up. I think the best application for this card is almost like going first. Like, if you have this card live and you set it face down, you can activate on your opponent's turn, summon Rampage, and then pop 2 cards. That's like the ceiling I see for that card. But other than that, I think that card is overhyped. The one Overload, this card is insane now with Verte Anaconda. Just be able to dump it and then just diffuse. You don't have to max on that card anymore. I'm trying to speed this up. Last of the spells, 1 Mind Control and 1 Foolish. That's it for the spells. Again, there should be 12 spells. Onto the traps. We run, again, so going second deck, so you run Triple Imperm, just to negate the card. It's also in Archetype, which is hilarious. And the last of trap is the one Cybernetic Overflow for going first. That's it for the main deck. Let's get on to the side deck real quick. For Monster Hate, I run Triple Nibiru, Adamantipator, Needle Fiber Synchro, yada yada yada. Also, Triple Dark Ruler No More, again for Monster Hate. For Back Row Hate, Triple Twin Twisters, Triple Evenly Match, for Altergeist and Eldritch, for example. And then the last of spell, like if I really, or last of trap, what am I saying? The last of trap, if I really want to go first, anti-spell fragrance. So that's it for that side deck. That was real quick. And then quickly on to the extra deck. We run 5 Links, 5 XZs, and 5 Fusion, so it's a nice ratio. One of Seeger helps you go for game, pump your either Infinity or your Rampage. One Knightmare Phoenix to pop back row. The one MVP, I think this card really put the deck over the top. But again, this deck as a whole is just going to get power credit with just all the new stuff that's coming out, so that's just insane. The one Arima, this wasn't in the last deck. Anima, sorry, not Arima, Anima. This wasn't in the last deck profile. I cut Linkuriboh for this because this goes second, Linkuriboh goes first. So being able to see your opponent's card is nice, and you just link off into Verte. And the last link monster is Almiraj. Onto the XZs. Obviously, double Cyber Dragon Infinity with the double Cyber Dragon Nova. Arguably could be one of the best negate monsters in the game. Being able to steal opponent's monster and then be able to negate essentially anything. And then if you can make a second Infinity later on in the game, it's a soft once per turn, so multiple Infinities means multiple negates. It's just a hard once per turn to stack on top of Nova, so that's what you have to be wary of. Again, what's really cool about this card is you can revive it with Nachster. Last of XZ's monsters, I run Pleiades. I would run Durandal, but Droll is not good in this format, so I just run Pleiades instead. That's it for the XZs, and onto the fusions. We have triple or double Rampage is basically what you go for off of Verte Anaconda, so that's really nice. Just being able to overload fusion from deck is really cool. This card blows up back row, so if there's problematic back row, you just get rid of that. And then your contact fusion monsters, you have one Megafleet for like link monsters that are problematic, like Appaloosa. And then you have the one Chimeratech Fortress, and this card is always live just because you main the Jizukiru, so that's really nice. And then just also like for example like the Orcus matchup, that's really nice also. And then I didn't mention this, but I run 2 Rampage mid to late game, I guess. And then it's also a card that you can go into with Nova's effect if they try to pop Nova for whatever reason. You can summon this, or you summon Twin Dragon. So Twin is like these two, the second Rampage and the Twin Dragon is kind of like my Nova targets if Nova leaves the field for my opponent's card effect. And the second ones are also for the Cyberload Fusion, which rarely comes up, but I just have it just because I have the extra deck space. Okay, so that's it for the deck profile, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. We have more deck profiles on the way. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and have a nice day.